Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with another edition of Inclusion Matters podcast. Our guest, of course, she needs no introduction. She's lovely, she's beautiful, she's Hussy, Steele, and she's brought along Niles Blood this evening. I am joined, as always, by the principal, by Principal Tap. I'm the heartbreaker, and those two in the bottom know why. And we've got some guy up in the other corner in a yellow shirt that looks like a Big Bird that, may not get very much talking in tonight because, he claims himself as a wrestling encyclopedia, but I think he's about to meet his match. So this could be a very interesting interview this evening. So Niles, welcome to our show for the first time. Hussy, welcome back to our show.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, glad to be here.
Pat, welcome. And Messiah, know your damn role and shut the fuck up.
Well, again, since you asked so nicely,
Brutal. I like it.
well, since you wanted to lead this thing, why don't you go first?
Oh no, it's your show after all, Big Bird.
No, I insist.
At least I don't have to wear a maxi pad on my face.
You're just jealous because I make this look good.
I don't know. Maybe that's why you're single and living in a nursing home.
Hey, my personal life has nothing to do with this podcast. No, I'm kidding.
So, Principal Tap, why don't we let you lead off the questions? And I hope they're really good because, we might do something here later in the podcast we've never done yet. And it's Stump the Messiah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
All right, I'm going to hit Niles with a hard question to start off with.
Shoot, brother.
Now, you said you go way back on history.
Yeah.
In your opinion, if he did not get into that car accident, do you think Magnum TA would have whooped Ric Flair's butt and took the title from him?
I mean, given the interviews and the history behind that match, yeah, that was the plan. Once you're given the ball, though, I don't know if you're able to run with it. We'll probably never know, honestly. But it's a cool, what if to think about. There's an alternate universe where he didn't get into a car accident and he did win and he became a bigger name. And I think that's a cool little outlook on it.
Yeah, because I believe he had one of the best finishers of the 80s.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, and I mean, you look at the landscape of what a finisher in the 80s was considered. It's completely different to nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
So, Big Bird, do you have a response?
Big Bird. I actually agreed that I thought Magnum TA was awesome, especially his the I Quit match with Tully Blanchard.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's definitely something that I don't know. Sometimes I find older matches hard to watch a little bit. The pacing, the psychology can sometimes be hard to pick up on, but I enjoy going back in time, especially if I'm just on YouTube randomly and it throws something my way and my suggestions. I'm like, oh, what is this NWA match from 1979 doing here?
See, my favorite Magnum TA moment was it when Ric Flair presented him that suit and he tore it up. And then hit Flair with that belly to belly.
So good, man.
All right, Messiah, fire away with your first question, and you can ask it to either one of them. But I know who you're pointing more towards.
Well, we asked Hussy this the last time, so I'll ask Niles this too. Who were your wrestling heroes growing up?
Oh my God, you guys got. How long is this podcast?
As long as you need it to be.
When I was young, when I was first like getting into wrestling when I realized what it was. I think Randy Savage was somebody that immediately drew me to wrestling. His over the top personality, his in ring ability, his match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I was too young to watch that originally, but my dad showed it to me on VHS as I was growing up. And yeah, man, Randy Savage most definitely. Getting older, I'm bald, so Stone Cold. Uh, the way he cut a promo, like if you go back and look, man, like because of his neck injury, there was a long time that he wasn't in the ring and that he had to, sustain the show by just cutting these promos and like tearing people down and doing these fun segments. And that's something I aspire to be able to do, is to, even if I'm not able to wrestle, to at least be able to cut a promo and keep people captivated in that manner. And then my hardcore roots, Mick Foley, Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Rod Van Dam, Asashi Onita, Hayabusa, like people at the forefront of deathmatch wrestling in the 80s and 90s, and like witnessing that, because my dad was a huge tape trader. So he would get something and immediately bring it home and watch it. And friggin', I was sitting right next to him. So I got to see all kinds of matches. And, maybe I got a little desensitized to the violence, but I respected the art form. I respected that these guys were going, a step above and beyond what WCW and WWE were doing. Even ECW at times, they were way more violent and just captivating to me. I don't know what drew me into it. Like my daughter saw her first death match by accident over the weekend at Primo's Premier Pro Wrestling Loaded. I am a provider, and Sean O'Reilly for the AIWF Deathmatch Championship. And I totally, I knew the match was coming up, but I totally forgot. I totally didn't even think that I've never exposed her to that type of wrestling. And yeah, she got scared, and it was like, it made me reflect upon myself and was like, damn, was I fucked up as a child? Like, but yeah, and I mean, there's so many people like nowadays: Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, Minoru Suzuki, Sonata. There's so many that I could name off. Like I said, we could be here for a while, but there, yeah, I draw inspiration from not only my childhood, but I look towards the present and like towards the future. Like I was watching Nick Wayne matches before he got signed to AEW, and now he's doing his thing or whatever, and it was like, yeah, that's cool to see, man. It's like watching that kid in GCW and other promotions on the independents, and now on a national stage on national television. It was like, damn, that's the kind of work I want to put in. Also, real quick, I know this is getting long, but DDP is someone that I aspire to be like. I started wrestling when I was 29 years old. I'm 31 now, so like he didn't get to a national stage until he was 35. Like he was driving the Cadillac at WrestleMania, and then next thing you know, he's WCW World Heavyweight Champion. So DDP is someone I definitely look up to, and I've always looked up to, even as a young child. So yeah, man.
And I'm glad you brought up Masato Tanaka, because I don't think he gets enough like love for what he did with Mike Awesome at ECW.
Oh my god! Even his matches without Awesome, like I will always put on a Masato Tanaka match. I watch the match between Masato and Mike Awesome at least once a month from One Night Stand 2005 ECW. Like that is one of my all-time favorite. Is it Heatwave 94? I believe is the other one that I fucking yeah. I absolutely love both of those matches, and those are so like, I'm not a big dude. Masato's not a big dude. I mean, he's wide, but he's not super tall. And just to see him like take on the giant that is Mike Awesome was like, holy crap, this guy. Like that's when I first really learned about like Japanese fighting spirit and strong style. It was like, holy fuck, this guy has some resilience and will to like go forward, you know?
And it's like the king of taking chair shots, man. You could not hit that guy with the chair without him wearing it like a necktie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then he just mean mug you and scream in your face and hit you back with it. Like
All right,
Well,
Heartbreaker. I'm sure you're interested in asking a question. So
well, I'm just kind of reading through these comments here. So Dodge, I think he answered your death match question, and the next question you have, I don't really think I want to ask because it's
it.
probably the current injury he has now, but they want to know your worst injury of your career.
Yeah, when I snapped my wrist, bro. Before that, man, it was like little things like, oh, I got some mat burn on my elbow, or like I was pretty fortunate, man. Almost 2 years in the business without an injury, but yeah, I broke my wrist. I got a plate and 7 screws in there now. Currently on the injury reserve list, so I'll be back in January. So I was in a match with the immortal Adrian Grimm at the Fear Complex, which is owned by Hellscream Entertainment. Mm-hmm. They run a haunted house. It was for October. We were having fun. It was a blast. The show was fun. People were into it. And I, being inspired by RVD, I started training a frog splash, and I started using it in my matches. And I was like, man, I'm going to hit you with a frog splash, roll out of the way, hit, bing, bang, boom. That's the end of the match. And friggin' when I went, Type 1 Warrior, who was there, he said he saw my foot like kind of slip. So instead of like going out, I just went up, and I was actually going to fully land on Grimm, like unabashed. I probably wasn't going to be able to protect him. So my mind was like, protect both of us. So when I landed, instead of landing the proper way, I put this hand down, and this hand was the right one. And yeah, it just instantly, like I heard it. People said they heard it pop, and yeah, it was just, it sucked, dude. But you live and you learn. And Eddie Guerrero broke his wrist. Fucking so many other people have done so much worse. So I think I'm in good company being injured.
I would agree. And you're just gonna come back stronger. So I mean,
oh yeah, now I got the whole Lex Luger, Stan Hansen.
You got the plate in your hair.
I'm kind of scared to take this thing off. It might just stay on during my matches. I don't know. I might have to get it cleared by the ref beforehand, but I'm gonna be like, look, man, if I move this wrist the wrong way.
Yeah.
So Dodge, yes, I know that was kind of a setup question because we've known about this since the Hussy interview. And we actually heard about it the week or a couple of days before with Panda. So yes, it was kind of a loaded setup question. I already knew the answer to this. That's why.
I didn't realize it was such a hot topic.
Well, I mean, and it's the same injury that SOS just came back from out of Texas. She broke her wrist.
I got to work I've worked a couple shows with SOS. She's an amazing performer. Beat the hell out of Panda too.
Technically, I think she's back in January as well.
Nice.
The follow-up I have to this though, Niles, is, dude, you used to team with Type 1, who's Panda's best friend, but I read down in your hashtag down there, hashtag Panda sucks. How can you do that to your friend?
I mean, look, man, it's
nothing is a bad thing. I mean, if you did it for Hussy, I understand.
It's not that I'm doing it for Hussy. It's that Panda sucks. if you were around, you'd know.
Yeah, like with love. Panda is very talented, but also Panda sucks. Like those aren't mutually exclusive. Like both.
You can be good and suck at the same time.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Messiah.
See, there's that jealousy again.
And just remember, Messiah, it's actually 4-1 today, so I'd watch what you say.
No, it's not like I'm scared.
All right, Tap, ask a question.
Okay, I know we asked this to Hussy when she was on. I want your take on the so-called Twin Magic incident.
I was waiting for that one.
Oh, CWC, bro.
Yes.
You better let him know which one it is. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh no, I'm well aware. I mean, the Chase siblings are crafty and innovative, but I don't know if that one worked out like they thought it would. Nikki is significantly smaller than her brother, and yeah, I don't think the beard did him any favors either. So maybe I mean, what they pulled off at Primos at Loaded this weekend was next level. So I think they learned from the Twin Magic and utilized that to their advantage.
Well, before I have to ask my question, I have to say this to the principal. Thank you so much for bringing that back up because I couldn't sleep after we brought that up the last time. It's gonna take a while before I go back to sleep this time.
You know, I was in the hallway of the venue, and when he came up the stairs and through the hallway, I was like, wait, like it took my brain a second to process like what he just did, and I was like, oh. I legit thought there was another woman in the ring because at the PWC venue the balcony is super high, so just like me.
And like I personally enjoyed it so much, and in fact, like we're gearing up for Omega 9 for Primos, which is in December, an all women's tournament, and no one's been very receptive to me tossing out Logan Chase's name for the Omega 9 tournament, because I was like, oh, you dressed up as Nikki Chase, like that'd be great.
I think he should join. I think Logan Chase should join the Omega 9 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we know he's not opposed to dressing like that, so I mean, you know, he could get a spot. You know?
Provider, book it. There we go. There we go. On record now. Book it. Hussy's got a little bit of pull there too. Book it.
Although I don't know what's worse.
I'm more important than I actually am.
I don't know what's worse. The idea of Logan Chase dressing as a woman, or I am the provider's thong.
The other thing that scars Mr. Messiah for life, but
I'm sorry, I was watching the Type 1 match where he won the title for CSW.
Yeah.
And I am the provider had that thong on the hard camera the whole time, and I'm trying to watch the match, but I couldn't look away. It's like a car accident.
No, that whale tail is iconic, man. That's 100% him all the way, man. And he pulls it off, if you ask me.
All right,
I'll give you that one.
Question.
So, how did Blood Sugar come about? Because I think that's an awesome name for a tag team, by the way.
It was 100% a joke, my dude. We trained together, and part of training we have like practice matches so that we can get a feel for like in-ring competition. And me and Ray, being I'd say senior students. I don't know, but like the more advanced students, we were paired together, and then two younger students were paired against us, and we were joking around. And I was like, "Well, I guess we're Blood Sugar," and we like high-fived, or he said it. I forgot who said it, but it was a complete joke. And then CWC came around, and they wanted to use both of us because Chad Kalina liked what we were doing and needed a tag team, and we were like, hey man, we got this tag team called Blood Sugar, and he was into it and he was down for it. So that's kind of how it was originally a joke, and it spawned into a cool tag team, man.
Very cool. All right, Heartbreaker.
Well, we love his little long-winded answer, so I guess we're just gonna hit him with it. Your top tag teams of all time.
Oh.
We normally ask for 5, but dude, you can go on forever if you want.
Oh man. Okay.
I was halfway expecting him to pull out like a list from behind his back or something. And just be like,
No. I got it in my head. Trust me. So the first tag team that I absolutely fell in love with was my dad's tag team. He was in a tag team that was formed between him, a gentleman named Kubiak, and one of the original Dudleys, Big Dick Dudley, and they were called the Snack Pack. And he would come out. He was like a crazy, kooky chef, and his buddy was just also a goof. And they were throwing pancakes, and my dad would have this box of Cocoa Puffs, and he'd bring it to the ring. He'd hit people with it. Fans absolutely loved it. So that was like the first tag team that I absolutely fell in love with, was my dad's tag team. And then the Dudley Boys were always a win. The Hart Foundation, any iteration of it. There's FTR nowadays. FTR is like the pinnacle of tag team wrestling, if you ask me. I do love the Young Bucks. They're a different style, but they've made it their own, and they've done something that other people haven't been able to do, and like stay together. And I think that's really crazy for tag teams nowadays, especially in the landscape of like national television and the way fans look at it. Everyone's like, oh, when they're gonna break up, or like, when's the company gonna break them up? So tag teams like that, dude. And then the Steiner brothers back in the day, oh my god, the Steiner recliner, bro. Like, yeah. There's a couple for you.
all right, Tap.
Alrighty. In your opinion, who is the most deserving of the Hall of Fame out of all the Midnight Express members?
Jim Cornette. That motherfucker stayed relevant through all these years.
He definitely was the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams back in the day, and just goes to show you like the longevity of a good promo. I still remember like when he run WCW down on WWF television, where he'd have like those little 5 second or 5 minute segments. Like, yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, probably not just because of his history with Vince and WWF and whatever, but it'd be cool to see. Maybe after he passes away, they like to do that.
See, in my opinion, and I have to throw shame on Eric Bischoff for this.
Yeah.
And Vince for not utilizing Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just the way it would work is they'd put value on different names. It wasn't necessarily the guys that were the most tenured or the workhorses, or it was the guys they thought, it was based off their opinion almost. Like, you saw it in many cases. I mean, who the fuck is, oh God, Horace Hogan? Like, why the fuck is he in the ring? Like,
and what they did with Brutus too.
The barber?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude.
In WWE,
man. That dude
I loved his barber gimmick.
Yeah, well, he did have it made.
I did not like his gimmick.
No, I mean, it was during that time in WWF where like everyone was like regular working Joes. Like, we had a garbage man and a hockey, and like it was just during that. It was during that time, dude. So it was just
a repo man.
Yeah, when you're saddled with a lame gimmick, it's hard to work out of it.
Although Drozdov made Repo Man look good.
Drozdov?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
So this one's for both of you because it could change from one interview to the next. If you guys had a dream opponent, or let's do it this way: if you guys had a dream mixed tag team opponent from any generation, who would it be and why?
Who you got? You go first.
So many good options. I'm thinking right now, especially because they are fresh in my mind, and I was disappointed that they weren't able to come wrestle at CSW because they had gotten, I think, injured or were the car accident at this time. But Abaddon, actually getting to see them come back has been very exciting. Because they were supposed to be at a CSW show last year, and then the car accident happened. I mean, that was something that I was very excited to see, especially having someone actually still listed on the like AEW roster page to be at a local indie show is like so awesome. Yeah. So for a person who would take like the female slot, that would be my choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how the tag team synergy would work between Abaddon and Kenny Omega.
That would be a unique match. I would have to say that.
That would be intriguing.
That would be very intriguing.
That'd be some shit you saw on the Jericho cruise.
That'd be intriguing.
I can see like a certain pose too. Like, can he be doing that Superman thing or the Terminator into the Superman thing? And she could do that bend back thing where, like, as he's getting really like pumped up, she could just raise up from.
That's so good, dude. I think it would work. I think we could make it work.
Yeah,
they're professionals.
Really? All right, Heartbreaker.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put him on the spot. Yeah. Watch this. Watch this. I want your top indie female wrestlers, present company included.
Top indie female wrestlers. Man.
You might want to guard with that one, with that metal plate in your wrist, just in case you forget.
Well, obviously, Hussy Steele.
Not true. It's okay.
Various companies. Now, man, there's so many, and like, we got Omega 9 coming up, so there's always like top women from around the talent, or top talent from around the world that we get to see at this competition. And I think my mind immediately went to last year's winner of Kikyo, the Fallen Flower, dude. Like, watching her perform was pretty spectacular. Also, I just got to work with fucking Mickey Knuckles, dude.
Yeah.
At Slave to the Deathmatch 14. She beat the fuck out of me. So, yeah, dude, anything Mickey does, I'm down for Auntie Mickey. Like,
yeah. I was actually just thinking about Mickey Knuckles because, getting ready for Omega 9, someone just, messaged and was like, hey, like, give me your suggestions for, like, Omega 9. We'll see, like, what we can do. We're looking at possibilities. And I was like, I don't know if Mickey's just a deathmatch wrestler, but, like, that'd be interesting to see her. I mean, she's very phenomenal at deathmatch, but it would also be great to see non-deathmatch. I think it'd be cool if that's something that she does and is interested in.
It'd be cool to see her win the Slave to the Deathmatch tournament and then show up at Omega 9 and try to pull that off. That'd be amazing too.
And then win Alpha 9 too, just cause.
Just cause. They know what's stopping me.
Let's go for a 3 first.
All the tournaments.
And that's a valid point. She's hasn't really gotten a chance to shine outside of like the deathmatch. They did the one thing in TNA where she was with the beautiful people, but
yeah. And I mean, it's just, I guess, the opportunities presented to you got to take, or maybe that's what she just prefers to do.
Hey, if you're good at something, stick with it, I guess. I mean,
I second that. I deathmatch.
All right, Principal, what do you got?
I'm gonna hit him with another hard one.
You've been trying.
You've been trying,
Oh,
but
this
you've been keeping up
one's
with
gonna
it.
be hard. There are 2 movies with the same wrestler in it. He was Mr. Fuji's tag team partner. Can you name the 2 movies he was in?
Mr. Fuji's tag team partner.
Professor Tanaka.
Yep. In 2 movies. Was one of them Suburban Commando?
Nope.
Okay. You got me. You got me. You got me on this one.
Messiah?
This one's super obscure.
Well, one of them's the Three Ninjas.
Oh, see, I feel like I was on the right track. I knew it was a Hogan movie.
The 3
Hey,
Ninja wasn't the Hulk Hogan.
It was the second Three Ninjas. One of them.
It was the 4th movie that Hogan was in.
And
Oh,
then I don't remember the first one.
The Running Man. With
That's
Arnold
probably why I
Schwarzenegger.
didn't see the Running Man.
with it's got fucking Wesley Snipes in it, right?
No,
No?
Jesse Ventura.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of Demolition Man.
See, that's kind of where I went too.
Too many 80s action movies.
Professor Tanaka was in The Running Man as Sub-Zero, the hockey player.
I might have to watch that, bro.
He's like marking that one down to watch later.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations, Principal Jack, you finally
Tanaka
got one
was
over on him.
the henchman for the bad guy in the 3 Ninjas.
All right.
Now that one I remember.
I remember watching Three Ninjas like 2 decades ago. So
I love his little catchphrase in that movie. Come on, little buds.
And
taking a couple headshots. I'll remember that.
And bravo, Messiah, for actually knowing something. You are smart. But you're still not the
it
greatest.
gets better. We've still
But
gotten to
you're not
stump
the
the
greatest.
Messiah yet.
Okay, so why don't you try to stump him then there, Mr. Messiah? But never mind, you can't because you know the answer to it. So never mind. Ask a question.
So Hussy came up with a great card for this, so I'm gonna ask you guys this one and see how it matches up. If you had 6 matches on a Dream WrestleMania card from any generation, and these are available, what's your card?
Everybody? All
Everybody.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
fucked.
anybody hold on. Yeah.
All right, so we're starting off the show super hot because I learned that from someone that's close to me, and it makes sense to me. So, boom, hardcore championship. We're going Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome versus Super Crazy in a 3-way dance.
Yes.
Right, starting the show off hot. Then match number 2, we're going to do a tag team. It's going to be the Dudley Boys versus the Steiner Brothers. A juxtaposition of styles, but I think 2 tag teams that could pull it off. Third match, we're going to do Lita versus Trish versus Becky versus Asuka. I'm sure that happened recently, but I want to see it happen. Match number 4 is going to be Undertaker versus Sting, because God damn it, we deserve to see that. Match number 5 is going to be just an iconic showdown between Adam Cole and Shawn Michaels. Just a one-on-one match, maybe a title on the line. I don't know. I haven't thought that far. I just got to that point and was like, that's the match I want to see. And then the main event, is Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whichever version, versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a Hell in a Cell.
So I have one question. With the Dudley match, are we talking like WWE Dudleys or ECW Dudleys with like Joel Gertner and
Oh no, we're going the Gert. We're going Gert. We're going old school. I want Bubba Ray to get so much heat before this match starts that as they beat the Steiners down, all you can hear is boos. And then when
that's what I'm talking about.
the Steiners come back and that place is just gonna go crazy, dude. Like, give Bubba 5 minutes on the mic before that match fucking starts, and it's gonna get out of hand. Like,
Yes.
no unabashed filters, just fucking let him go.
All right, Heartbreaker.
Ooh.
It's my turn again, huh? Look at all this panda hate. This is everything in here is panda hate. Okay, I mean, I understand Hussy's understanding of panda hating, but you know, Urza, you had your chance. You lost to her too. Okay, I mean, at least I did admit to Hussy. You know, I think that when Panda does lose, it should be to Hussy.
I agree.
Well, we're gonna get a comment on that one.
Honestly, I love Ursa, but she's a billion times better than me. She should win all of the titles, to be honest. She's a natural talent. Like, she is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have me win over Ursa. I'd just give Ursa all the belts.
She'd be like the Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's
That
another
would
guy.
be- that would be cool for a female to do. You know, the Ultimate Dragon pose. You know,
That would be cool.
for all the there you go.
Like a female J Crown or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually 2 women in Colorado I think that could pull that off. Urza's
Well, I would
probably
say-
one of them.
I would say
And
3, and we're
Aya's
looking at
probably
one
the
of
other
them.
one. Wow. You know, the other one on screen though doesn't give herself enough credit. I think she
That's true.
she should be champion, but she doesn't.
Actually,
give
we should
herself
put a
enough
4th
credit.
one in there just because I'm afraid if we don't, she'll find us or they'll
They-
find us and kill us.
Don't say they.
I fixed it.
I just said K.
Okay, if you hear this, it was the Messiah's fault.
I heard. I'll vouch.
Security.
I don't think enough securities will protect you from they.
No.
So, anyways, yeah. Go ahead, Tap. Ask a question. Let's see if we can stump him again.
All right, I'm going to hit you with some 6-man teams.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Your top 6-man tag teams of all time.
Fuck. NWO, DX, the Elite, any iteration. Damn, that's 3. Let's see. Could I count the 4 Horsemen when they had like fucking 8 members?
I would count that one
Any
because they did a
3
lot of
members
six,
of the
man.
Horsemen will work.
Oh, you know what? Main Event Mafia from TNA. I enjoyed that.
There you go.
I don't know if it counts as a 6-man, but like I did enjoy the New Blood group in WCW when that first started because I was young. So I was like, oh, look at all these young guys. All the guys that I looked up to, like Billy Kidman and shit. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, but man, 1 more, 2 more, I forgot. I'm bad at math.
I think you're at 1 more. Don't worry.
One
So
more.
I'm bad at math too. So
1 more. Oh, you know what? Mother flicking Suzuki Gun. New Japan,
Yeah.
Suzuki Gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suzuki Gun overall. I know I sound like a elite mark sometimes, but I'm watching New Japan. Well, now they're not a faction anymore, but back in the day, it was definitely Suzuki Gun overall.
You see, I
Yeah.
would have thrown in the Freebirds.
Oh
the
yeah.
Von
Oh yeah.
Erichs.
The Von Erichs for sure. I'm excited to watch the Iron Claw coming up when that comes out. I want to see
I'm
that.
actually excited to watch that.
Yes, but
Just
MJF as a Von Erich is a little strange to me, but I'm anxious to see how he does.
He's Lance Von Erich. He's the cousin Von
That's true.
Erich.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not an actual Von Erich, so that'd be fun to see.
See, if I could put a 6-man tag match together, I would put the Freebirds against Rick and Scott and Breaker.
Oh, okay. That'd be fucking great. I know
Because
that.
you got Braun's power versus Bam Bam's power.
I mean, they're all friggin' the whole Steiner clan, man. Like they're built different.
But no, but can't remember his name, but the big guy in the Freebirds.
Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Him versus Braun, that would be awesome matchup. And then you got the smarts of Michael Hayes against the smart of Scott.
He is a mathematician.
And then you got Buddy Roberts, or I should say Jimmy Garvin's,
Yeah.
whichever two, to match up with Rick.
I mean,
I would say Jimmy more than Buddy Roberts.
I know that.
Because Jimmy fought
I know that.
Rick.
I know that Braun is more recent, but maybe there's a match like that, man. Maybe you got to go dig through the archives. There's no telling, man.
That's a good point. And I have to give you kudos for pulling up the Scott Steiner mathematician promo hit from TNA. That was awesome.
Oh man, that shit lives in my head, brother. Like, it's so good. And then when MJF did it a couple months ago when he was going up against Samoa Joe, I thought it was the fucking funniest thing. I was like, I can't believe you memorized that shit.
So you said you did the frog splash as your finisher. How did your original finisher come about, or was that your original finisher?
No, it's just one of them, man. I have a variety of ways to finish off my opponents. The frog splash is just my top rope maneuver, something I do to be a little flashy when I know that maybe I do have the match won, so I can hit it. My finisher, it's a variation on the burning hammer, and that Kenta Kobashi originated, and I call it the plus ultra driver because I'm a huge anime fan and I love My Hero Academia, and All Might is my absolute favorite character from that show. So picking somebody up in that position and screaming out plus ultra as I drive them into the mat is pretty fucking sweet. And then I got just a good old fashioned arms back super dragon style curb stomp that is hella effective. So there's I won't reveal too many more because they're coming.
I've actually seen your curb stomp on video. It is pretty nasty.
Oh yeah, the one I hit on Type 1. Shout out to him.
He's great at getting stomped.
Yeah. I did spike his head into that belt and didn't feel bad about it. So
you did. It was pretty nasty, but it was awesome. So
I didn't want friendship. I wanted that title. And
all right, Heartbreaker.
Well, I guess we'll get back into some of the easier questions. Give his brain a rest. In your personal opinion, who's the best wrestler turned actor?
Oh man, previously I probably would have said The Rock, but John Cena's been murdering it lately, dude. Like his work in the Suicide Squad and his work on what's the fucking Peacemaker show. Like those were two phenomenal performances, and it's crazy to see somebody that, although sometimes would say silly stuff in the ring, like he tend to be more on the serious side a little bit. So it was interesting to see him like in these comedic roles. And so I think I'll stick with John Cena. There's also a soft spot in my heart for Randy Savage in the original Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
Like, that is forever one of the greatest wrestler cameos in any movie. Like it's iconic. There's T-shirts made about it. Everyone, I can walk up to somebody and say, "You got 3 minutes," and they fucking know exactly what I'm talking about. So,
Jeez, that line just made me want to watch that movie all over again.
Do it, man. I've been playing Spider-Man 2 on PS5, and I'm a huge Spider-Man mark. I got a Spider-Man tattoo on my chest. It's something that since childhood, like it was one of my first books. It was one of my first comic books, one of my first action figures. Like I fucking love Spider-Man, dude. So anytime you feel like popping on a Spider-Man movie, do it, man. Especially now that they're all on Disney Plus. So
absolutely. And John Cena has one thing on the rock. At least John Cena never played a tooth fairy.
You know what, dude?
Hey.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
And it's one of my daughter's favorite movies. I also love him in The Game Plan, which was when he originally signed the contracts with Disney. It was for 2 movies, and he did Tooth Fairy and Game Plan. And that, I mean, there was some other roles that he did, but those 2 like helped launch his career. And like, yeah, The Scorpion King was his start, and he was in Big Fish or whatever. Not Big Fish, but there was a movie with. No, that one also. I love The Rundown, but it was a movie. He played a gay singing cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I forget. Get Shorty. Is that it?
Get
Or
Shorty.
the sequel to Get Shorty? Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm all about fucking when wrestlers show up in movies, because there is something theatrical about what we do, man, and there is an improvisational element to it as well. Like, you know, sometimes you do get pointers on like, hey, say this, or hey, we got to convey this, like I want you to get this across. But like sometimes, dude, it's just like, hey, go out there and get these people riled up, and it's like, cool, what am I gonna say, what am I gonna do? Like, I gotta be interesting and captivating, and also piss these people off or get them off my side. So I think it translates well. Not everybody has acting chops, obviously. Like, not everybody can be a wrestler, not everybody can dance or sing, so on and so forth. But like, to see when wrestlers do successfully cross over, it's pretty awesome, dude. Like MJF, I think that dude's the next John Cena or the next Rock, in far as like he's going to Hollywood, dude. The way that guy can stand in a ring and captivate an audience. I mean, he was a heel. Now he's one of the most over fucking faces on the roster. Like, you can't deny that dude's ability, and it's cool. I'm excited to see him as Lance and in the Von Erich film. Damn, I'm fucking hot.
Well, you know, the weird thing is not last week, but the week before on Dynamite, Heartbreaker and I were there because they were in Portland, and it was so weird to see MJF as a face, because I'd been seeing him, you know, so much as a heel, but to hear the crowd like just explode was like, okay, I know he's a face now, but where am I? Like,
no, it was. We also went to Dynamite when they came through Denver, and yeah, dude, same thing. Like, that guy came out, and everyone was on his side. Everyone knew his catchphrases. Like, I feel like you don't have a lot of that anymore. When I was growing up, Austin, Rock, everybody had like a catchphrase that the audience resonated with and knew. And even if you didn't like the guy in the ring, like, you'd like him in a promo, or like the attitude that he conveyed. So it's cool to see that, like, coming. LA Knight does that, dude, with his like, it's cool to see that coming back. It's cool to see, like, giving people something to latch onto.
all right, Tap, what do you got?
All righty. If you could pay money to see a promoter get hit with multiple Kindle shots,
I knew this was coming eventually.
I got it.
And you were ringside, would you cheer on the person to hit him more?
Hell yeah. And it would be Jim Cornette.
Oh no.
Well, thank you for putting me in that.
Is the Messiah.
Thank you for putting me in that company, because at our show in 11 days, I will be getting hit with a kendo stick.
Hey, Messiah. Okay. Be careful.
Hey, I ran my mouth, so now I gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That
See-
shit don't tickle.
There's a, and I'm gonna do this right this time, so I don't get hit even more with it. There's a
Yes, because I
female
do keep track.
promoter / owner that I forgot to say she was the owner when I mentioned her the first time. I just said she was the promoter, and she got angry, so I built it into a story, and I told her because she likes to swing a kendo stick. I was like, "Well, you could try, but you're gonna break your nails or mess up that hair, or you got those little like olive oil like arms from the Popeye cartoons.
No,
Like
you
you go
deserve it.
snap those things off the shoulder or something, and like."
Yeah, no. I might pay her more to hit you harder.
And get it right, Messiah. It's not just her. It's another one.
Yes, I don't know how to keep my mouth shut.
He has three
So-
people that's going to hit him.
Well, this will probably be a good lesson about thinking before you speak. So it'll definitely be one you never forget, and probably the fans won't forget. So
And the third one swings nunchucks.
No, the bigger problem is explaining this to the nursing home I live in before I leave, so that if I come back with the bruises, they don't think.
Nah, man, you just tell them you're like, I had to save a burning orphanage, and I got some bruises. You know, it's hard being a hero.
I'm a hero.
He's a hero.
in his dreams, maybe. But and remember, Messiah, I know just as many people as you know in Colorado. I'm sure I can find a female or two to come to Washington in the next year and beat you with a kendo stick.
I know a couple shit.
I
I'll
know
do it.
one right now. She's
I'll
on
do
with
it.
us.
In
I'll
fact,
put
I
on
could
a robe.
probably, in fact, I could probably negotiate a deal right here, right now. You want to watch?
If you think you're bad enough to do it,
Hey, Hussy, you want to come up in 2024 and beat the shit out of Messiah with the kendo?
I would love nothing more.
look, I'm shaking. See?
See, you see, this is why he gets hit with kendo sticks. Like this is
Now you can see why he brings it on himself, you know?
Might be Messiah blood in a death match. How do you feel about skewers going into your forehead?
No.
Nah, I've had surgery over almost every part of my body. Skewers ain't gonna do much.
He's like, I won't feel. I'm nerve dead. That's his ability. That's his gimmick. He doesn't feel shit.
Actually, I'm putting off a surgery for that to do the show.
That
I'm
sounds
doing
worse
a surgery
than,
like the week after.
That's
Well, I wish
worse.
you luck. Man.
That sounds worse than what's his name getting after he just had a procedure done. Remember? I can't remember.
Oh, Princess
Oh, you mean
Deathwish.
Princess Deathwish?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been on.
So the same girl that's gonna, or lady, excuse me, I don't want to get hit by her even more, so I better clarify that. The same lady that's gonna hit me with the nunchucks took a staple gun and stapled his testicles after he had a vasectomy.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of my bosses had a vasectomy and he was down for like half a day. But I mean, it's pretty easy procedure, I'm told. So it's understandable. I mean, shit, dude, I was in a fucking car accident and then did a death match that same day.
There you
So
go.
like,
But he breaks his wrists and can't wrestle for 2
I
months.
know, dude. That was my like whole thing when this happened. Was like, wait, dude, like I've done so much. I've taken light tubes and nail beds and fire and all this shit and been bloody and bruised and like with a frog splash is what does it to me. I gotta drink some
And
milk.
breaks a bone and can't wrestle for 2 months, right? Yeah, I know. Doesn't that suck?
I would have looked at up in the sky and went, damn you RBD for inspiring me, otherwise I wouldn't have done the frog splash.
Dude, I go up and I say Niles fucking blood and I fucking do
So
it, man.
awesome.
Like I don't know if this is gonna stop that. I've learned my lesson.
Well, now you
If
got
I'm-
the hardware in your wrist that you'll be good, even better with that frog splashes.
Boom. Oh yeah. Well, now I just got to get my left like solid, just like my right. My right cross, my right hook, level motherfuckers. So now I gotta
There you go.
work. I usually use my left is like a measuring jab, and then I follow through with the right. So now I gotta switch it up. Maybe jab with my right, and fuck people up with this left.
Bionic arm.
Which is something
Yeah.
that Hussy said she really wanted. So I mean,
Yeah.
I asked for it. I was like, cut this motherfucker off. I want to be the first wrestler with a robot hand, looking like
Like a
Anakin
Terminator
Skywalker.
type thing.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Like it'd be so good. And then all I had to do, I could be the real Iron Claw, and like,
The only problem with that would be if the arm malfunctioned like halfway through the match. Like,
it's just a risk I'm willing to take to be the first robotic wrestler.
you start going one way, your arm's going completely the other way. You're like, damn it, I have no idea what to do now.
Look, man, I immediately thought, I was like, if I get a robot arm, I'd be nurpling everybody, grab it, and then just turn it and have it rotate. I can't tell you how many times I've had my nipples twisted in a match, dude. I was like, that's not a thing. That doesn't happen. No, it happens all the time. My nipples are pre-game in the matches. It hurts.
And trust me, coming from somebody that's disabled, you can use that as an excuse too. It's like, it's not me, dude. It's the arm.
It's the arm, dude. It wasn't. I'm so sorry. I wasn't stiff. It's the arm, bro. I am stiff.
All right, boys. Let's do your final questions because I'm sure that these two would like to finish their evening, or I'm sure Hussy's got to take care of the arm or something somehow. I mean, I understand she's a really good nurse for you. So
Oh yeah.
Before we do that though, are you completely dodging the fact that you don't have the belt that you promised Hussy you would have physical possession of the last time she?
I can't take control over if I get it back from Tucker or not. I mean,
Fucker.
I mean, who the hell am I? I mean, I'm just Joe Blow from up the street. He's Tucker fucking Knight from the WWE.
Oh,
you
fuck. That's a good.
You think I'm going to be that stupid to say, "Hey, can I have my title?" Oh no, dude, it's yours.
Yeah, he's gonna
unlike
be
you,
at our show as the belt keeper. So
yeah,
Good,
unlike
dude,
you, I don't open mouth and insert foot and get hit.
That's somebody who definitely was underutilized on that roster. And once again, that goes back to what I was saying about tag teams, about breaking them up too soon. Like Heavy Machinery was fucking primed to be a top tag team, dude. They had no reason to split them up. You could have had the whole Mandy Rose fucking Otis storyline with Tucker there, like urging his boy, like, hey, go get her, buddy. Like, just like he would do before the matches and shit. They dropped the ball on that one, dude. Tucker Knight was definitely a great.
You could have built like an edge to Heavy Machinery because of Mandy Rose, right? Like you could.
Yeah, dude.
Like you could have had like Tucker on Otis all the time to where Otis snaps, and then like they became this like vicious, like nonstop LOD style like tag team or something.
Right, just led by friggin' a wonderful, like, and that's another. There's so many instances, man, where like, because I'm just a wrestler. I'm not and a fan at heart, so it's like now that I'm in the business, I'm like, man, I get it. I get why things don't pan out sometimes. I get why like shit doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go. Like, and it sucks to see, but it's cool to see like people persevere through that and like come out the other side even better. Like I wasn't a fan of the Matt Riddle, like him riding a scooter and just being a stereotypical stoner, but that dude proved me fucking wrong, and I liked it. And I liked RK Bro, and I was like, wow. Like, and now that he's a free agent, man, I'm super stoked to see where Matt ends up. So,
well, yeah, he's gonna wrestle RVD.
Oh, is he?
Oh yeah, in March of 2024.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be amazing. Sick, good for him, dude. Yeah, it's cool to see RVD back. Like,
yeah,
I loved his run on Impact, his most recent run when he was doing that, and now seeing him pop up on WWE and AEW television. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Good to see.
All right, Heartbreaker, ask your last question.
Okay, well, I would be remiss if I didn't turn this back on you. Dude, you're the fucking host and you haven't thanked your sponsors at all in an hour? I mean, come on.
I had captivating guests. I apologize.
To be fair, I've been taking up this whole conversation. So
I mean, come on, dude. These people pay our podcast, buddy. I mean, come on. Spit them out.
do it.
Spit them out. Come on.
Nothing like pressure. So there's Kevin Lawson, American Family Insurance, Bob's Little Car Hospital, El Ranchero Mexican Restaurant, Los Jalapenos Taqueria, Twin City Bank, American Tarps Rugged Made, Bruce Nichols Painting, Precision Pressure Washing, which you can find on Facebook. The CARE program. Without the CARE program, there would be no podcast, and that's the God honest truth. And I think that's it.
Unique Abilities Tattoo.
Sorry, and he's gonna give me a tattoo too. I should have remembered
Ladies
that
and
one.
gentlemen, at our show on the 25th, if you come and see this gentleman, he will give you 20% off your next tattoo.
Nice.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So yes, Unique Ability Tattoo.
And don't worry, I'm sure he'll be at our upcoming shows for you guys in Colorado that want some ink work.
Oh yeah. You can't stop me from coming to Portland.
And yes, Niles, we would love to have you come with them and wrestle at our show. That would be amazing.
I'd love to, man. Just let me know if you need some death match.
I think we can find a place to make that happen, and it would be very popular down here.
Oregon's got so many great performers come out of Oregon, so it's it'd be a pleasure to perform in that state.
Yeah. And we are pretty close to most of them in Oregon too. So if there's somebody that you'd like to wrestle out of Oregon, we could probably make that happen too.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I said it's Messiah. It's me and Messiah in a death match. I already told you.
Come on.
He ain't backing down, so it's on.
Hey, I'm already in a wheelchair, man. How much further can I go?
Well, being the other owner, then let's make this more intriguing. I loved that Panda K coffin match.
Yeah. I was on commentary for that match. It was fucking.
Why don't we do a coffin match buried alive type thing? You don't lose the match, or you don't win the match until you bury your opponent alive in the coffin.
I just I wheel his ass in the hole.
I'll tell you this: never underestimate a disabled person that's gonna fight to stay out of a hole.
Oh no, man! It was Spy Kids 3D when I was growing up. It always stuck with me when his grandfather is in the wheelchair and he chooses him because his heart and his brain and his other upper body elements are super strong because he didn't have to work on his legs. That's always stuck in my head, dude. It was
I know the perfect commentating team for that match. Me and Hussy.
Hell yeah. As long as you make me sound good.
There you go. All right, boys. Final questions.
What, you got to back off on the Stump the Messiah thing? You built it up at the beginning.
I want to see Niles trying to stump the Messiah.
All right.
That wouldn't be a mood.
All right.
That's my last question.
What was the main event of December to Dismember 1998?
Ooh.
I shall wait. I shall wait your response, Messiah. Yes.
I'm a dead man because I can't remember, and Gary's gonna kill me.
Who's Gary?
Gary. Sorry. Before I did this, I did an internet radio show with Gary Wolf, the original Pitbull.
Oh, sick! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I got to meet him growing up. I got to meet a lot of dudes growing up because of
So,
my
but
father.
honestly, I can't remember what the main event is. Of that. I remember it was a good pay per view, but
It's okay. I'll let you look it up, and then next time when I come back, you can tell me all about it.
gotcha.
I want to review. I want a Messiah review.
A book report.
That could take probably the whole podcast and then into the next day.
3,000 words, single spaced.
Fuck, dude.
As
It'd be
long
cool.
as I can talk it out instead of typing it, I'm good.
No,
I want.
for you.
It's
for you,
only
you
audio.
gotta type it out
Hey,
because
Heartbreaker,
your
why
voice-
make it 3,000 when you can make it a million word essay?
Well, they don't want to kill the man. You know, I mean, I do have to still own the company with him. You know,
Well, he only owns 5%. You own the majority of it.
Not true. He owns 50% of it. You know, he's a good guy, but you know, if anything was to happen to him, I don't know who would take it. Well, actually, yes, I do. Actually, yes.
It's like
Actually,
I'm
yes,
moving over
you're replacing her on this screen there, Mr. Messiah.
again.
Oh, I see.
I was like, especially after, like the death match and he gets buried alive, like someone needs to take over his 50%.
Well,
I mean,
you're assuming that I'm gonna be the one that's buried alive.
Listen, as growing up with a mother who was in a wheelchair, I believe in your ability. However, I know in our household there was a lot of threats of just leaving my mom outside in the cold, and there wouldn't be anything she could do. Like with love, we love my mom, but
Just gonna wheel him out the venue.
So I'll leave it at this. You remember the casket match with Yokozuna and the Undertaker at the Royal Rumble?
You're the one they had to specially design the casket to fit him in. Yep.
The one where he had a bunch of people like helping him get the Undertaker into the casket.
Yep.
Hey, I might not be a good fighter, but I'm a good talker and I'm a good negotiator. So
He's got the funds. Hey man, I'll fight anybody, anytime, any reason. I don't need one.
Yeah. Okay, so are you going to ask a question, or are you going to just keep battling back and forth with Niles and getting your ass kicked?
I just realized I thought your camera was messed up. I just realized that your mustache hides your mouth.
yes, it does.
Every
his
time he
max
was talking,
hiding
every time I was like, man, his camera's like must be lagging. Nope. I just realized it was your mustache.
So where can we find you on social media?
Niles Blood on Facebook, Niles Blood on Instagram, Niles Blood on TikTok. I do own all those. So just Niles Blood. I am the first person to pop up. There's no one else like me. And then you can follow me on YouTube at The Real Jabroni. And then you can also cash at me at The Real Jabroni.
Why do I feel you put more emphasis on that last one?
It was, Well, yeah,
Was
man.
that a little bit of rock influence there? I mean, sheesh. I mean, that's blatantly obvious.
if the fans want to see him take on the Messiah, just got to raise enough for the plane ticket,
Yep.
Yep.
and a nice coffin. We want Messiah to go out
I need
in a good way.
velvet lining.
Or Niles,
nice
he's
pine
already got the
box.
broken wrist. I don't want to hurt him too bad and be in a bad coffin. So
A nice pine box with the crippled Messiah,
Mhm.
or a nice pink coffin for Niles.
I'm fine with that.
But Nate, you seem to forget he's got a live-in caregiver to take care of him. Your caregivers take care of you and leave.
I mean, he's got other things
yes,
to do.
he's not wrong.
Exactly. No kidding, I'm not wrong. I mean, at least at the end of their shift, they're saying, "Oh my God, I can't take no more Nathan." To where at least So.
Yeah, keep talking, and we might have to make that into a triple threat.
Hey, I'm sorry. I retired the Triple C already. I told you I'm no longer an active wrestler.
I'll pull you out. I'll get you a job just when they think I'm out.
Pull me back in.
Heck, we'll do a 2-on-1. Niles
See?
and Kay against the Messiah.
I am 100% successful in handicap matches.
I'm
I would
surprised
be
you went with
scared
Kay.
of
I thought you were going to go with
screaming at
SOS.
me.
You never know which persona you're going to get with SOS.
That is true.
This is true.
But
Hey,
anyways,
SMS, Panda, I'll take on any woman. That's actually how, like, my first wrestling storyline, that's why Panda sucks, was because it was between Panda and another performer called Lolita Loco.
Mm-hmm.
And Panda attacked me and hit me with a fucking steel pipe. So that's why Panda sucks.
Oh,
I often forget that. And I always remember Panda sucks, but I don't remember why she sucks. And then I think about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. She beat me with a steel pipe.
you never told me that story.
Oh, yeah. Why would she? Because she's a liar and wants to pretend that she's a good person that doesn't beat people with steel pipes.
Well, and then him and JT got like this rap of being like woman beaters.
It wasn't my choice.
And then Panda and Lolita would just come out of nowhere and
just attack us. Look, it was
vicious.
It was a batter up battle royal, so it was kind of the first 4 people to get on base, get out of the eliminate somebody successful, would then compete in a 4-way match or a tag team match. So it was me and JT Stadden versus Lolita and Panda. I had no problem fighting a woman. You're in the ring, you're my competitor, it's going down, but the fans were not having it, and they just labeled us as such, and it was an uphill battle to get out of that. And yeah, it's been hard, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, actually, you're gonna get a little bit of retribution here, but I'm not gonna say it online just because I don't know if people are listening. So I'll fill you in on one of our matches after we end this thing real quick. So
interesting
teaser.
Did you have a question, Pat, or do you want to just?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well then,
fucking love that guy.
For the principal, for Niles and Hussy, for myself. And fuck you, Messiah. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.